Yeah, I'm here.
Maishu amnya.
Naam, sawa.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. How are you?
We start with prayer.
Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness has appointed the officers of leaders and parliaments for the welfare of society, good of all human lives upon it, and the just government of its people, we beseech you to look with your abundant favor upon us, your servants, whom you have entrusted with the performance of such important trust in this community. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we may treat and consider all matters that shall come under our attention and deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of this region and of those whose interest you have committed to us. Amen.
Amen.
Item number 1 on the order paper, communication from the chair.
Good afternoon, honorable members.
Good afternoon, Right Honorable Speaker.
Yeah, so I know some of you had a bit of challenges trying to connect away from the ministries. So you are all going to be connected, and the IT technical person is already informed. But that was to remind you that there is a procedure to be followed. Yes, there is a procedure to be followed, and let us try to be compliant. Thank you.
Item number 2 on the order paper, the Lake Victoria Basin Commission Bill 2019, resumption of business interrupted yesterday, Tuesday, the 24th of November, 2020.
Thank you, honorable members. You may recall that when we adjourned yesterday, the committee chair or a member standing in for the committee chair had just started reading the report. So may you please, Honorable Josephine, maybe for better understanding, you can start off, if you don't mind that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable.
Okay.
Honorable members, on behalf of the Chairperson, Committee of Agriculture, Tourism and Natural Resources, I present committee report of the consideration of the Lake Victoria Basin Commission Bill 2019. Introduction. The Lake Victoria Basin Commission Bill 2019 was initiated and submitted to the Assembly by the Council of Ministers in accordance with paragraph 3B of Article 14 and Article 59 of the Treaty for the Establishment of East African Community. The bill was read for the first time on 20th June 2019 and later referred to the Committee of Agriculture, Tourism and Natural Resources on 30th September 2019. The Lake Victoria Basin Commission, LVBC, is one of the specialized institutions of the East African Community established by the Council of Ministers in accordance with Article 33 of the Protocol for Sustainable Development of Lake Victoria Basin 2003. The LVBC is responsible for promotion of sustainable development in the Lake Victoria Basin. The broad functions of LVBC, as stipulated under Article 33 of the Protocol, are to promote, facilitate, and coordinate activities of different actors towards sustainable development and poverty eradication within the basin. Historical background of the Lake Victoria Basin Commission Bill. Right Honorable Speaker and dear members, on 21st June 2007, the Council of Ministers introduced for the first reading before the East African Legislative Assembly the Lake Victoria Basin Commission Bill 2007. The bill was referred to the Committee of Agriculture, Tourism and Natural Resources of the Second Assembly for consideration. After consultation with stakeholders, the committee intended to propose the changes of the management structure of the LBC by replacing the sectoral council on the Lake Victoria with the governing board, which excluded ministers and establishment of stakeholders at advisory consultative committee. The bill came for second reading on 3rd February 2011. However, the council moved a motion for the withdrawal of the Lake Victoria Commission Bill 2007. The then chairperson of Council of Ministers informed the House that the bill was being withdrawn because of disagreement between the council and committee on the proposal to change the management structure of LVBC. Specifically, the council informed the House that the proposed amendment, such as the replacement of sectoral committee with the governing board that excludes ministers in its composition, and the establishment of Stakeholder Advisory Consultative Committee were inconsistent with provisions in the protocol, which is an integral part of the treaty. The bill was therefore withdrawn in accordance with Rule 34 of the Rules of Procedure of the Assembly. Right Honorable Speaker, dear members, the Lake Victoria Basin Commission Bill 2019. The Lake Victoria Basin Commission Bill 2019 is premised on Chapter 19 of Treaty, particularly Article 114, under which the partner states agreed to cooperate in the management of their water and marine resources, and specifically to establish a body for the management of Lake Victoria. The object of the bill is to provide for the Lake Victoria Basin Commission an institution of the community. The bill is made up of 26 clauses. Honorable members and Right Honorable Speaker, Part 4 is about methodology. In consideration of this bill, the committee employed the following methodology. 1. Interactive meeting with Secretariat of the LBC, led by Executive Secretary Dr. Ali Said Matano. 2. Interactive meeting with the Council of Ministers. 3. Considered various legal instruments and other documents relating to the Lake Victoria, including the Treaty of Establishment of East African Community, the Protocol on Sustainable Development of Lake Victoria Basin 2003, the Lake Victoria Transport Act 2007, the Laws of Community Interpretation Act 2003, the Acts of East African Community Act 2003, the official reports of East African Legislative Assembly, and conducted stakeholder public hearings and consideration of bill clause by clause. Published the bill on the LVBC and East African Community websites and advertised the East African newspaper on the East African newspaper, requesting stakeholders to access it and provide comments, and requested stakeholders to submit their written comments. Right Honorable Speaker, comments from stakeholders. As stipulated above, the committee received comments from stakeholders during the public hearings and through written submissions. The committee conducted public hearing in Kisumu, and interacted with more than 30 stakeholders representing civil society organizations, academia, media, and various associations. Right Honorable Speaker, dear members, also the committee requested for written comments from various individuals and organizations from within and beyond East African community. On this, the committee posted an advertisement in the East Africa and published the bill on the LVBC and East African community websites. Stakeholders were requested to provide their written comments to the committee through the Office of the Clerk. As an outcome, the committee received the written comments from the following. First, Professor Matthias Wengelin from Department of Service Studies, Lund University, Sweden. Number 2, Uganda Coalition for Sustainable Development on behalf of other organizations, i.e. East African International Network for Sustainable Energy and East African Sustainability Watch Network. 3, the Village Association for Mutual Aid and Community Development, AVEDEC, Burundi. The written comments are attached to this report as annexes. The following is the summary of all comments received from stakeholders. 1. Lake Victoria Basin is an important resource for the entire East African community, which needs to be jointly protected by the entire community. 2. The LVBC, like the other East African institutions, does not have enforcement powers, hence it depends on the goodwill of partner states to implement various agreed policies and actions. 3. Stakeholders were concerned with the number of deaths that occur on the lake due to various reasons, including accident. It is estimated that around 5,000 people die every year in the lake. Number 4, LVBC should take up the implementation role of action agreed for the Lake Victoria Basin. 5, partner states need to establish a mechanism to solve conflicts that occur in the Lake Victoria Basin, especially the fishing areas like the Migingo Island. 6, Clause 11.4 on national focus need to be expounded further in conformity with the regionality of the LVBC and in support of local and national actions that contribute to the regional cooperation and sustainable development of Lake Victoria in view of the regional and global challenges like climate change, pollution, and illegal fishing practices. 7, the functions of Commission under Clause 6.1 should include to promote stakeholders' participation in sustainable development of natural resources of the LVB. 8. The role of oversight of the Lake Victoria needs to be given more prominence and a clear responsible institution. And 9. The Lake Victoria Bill is an important legal instrument which will support the activities of Lake Victoria Basin Commission. Right Honorable Speaker, observation of the committee. The committee made the following observation. First, the Lake Victoria Basin Commission Bill 2019 is almost similar to the Lake Victoria Basin Commission Bill 2007, which was introduced by the Council of Ministers in 2007 and later withdrawn by the same council on 2011. Number two, most of the features and provisions of the bill are taken from the protocol. This is caused by the fact that the protocol is detailed like a law. Number 3, there are many transboundary water bodies in the East African community that do not have specific East African community institutions to manage those resources. Number 4, the Indian Ocean, which is also a transboundary water resource, is facing several challenges similar to what Lake Victoria faces. However, the ocean do not have institutions of the community to manage it. 5, the protocol was concluded in 2003. However, many changes and development occurred since 2003, which necessitates the review and amendment of the protocol. And 6, there are mainly 2 benefits of enacting the bill. A, establishment of the LVBC as a body corporate will perpetuate with perpetual succession and common seal will empower the LVBC to acquire the hold properties sued and be sued and its corporate name and to do other things a body corporate may lawfully do, and to enable the Council of Ministers to make regulations to give effect to the LVBC. Dear colleagues and Right Honorable Speaker, recommendations. The committee recommends the Assembly to, firstly, consider and pass the Lake Victoria Basin Commission Bill, taking into consideration the attached schedule of proposed amendment prepared by the committee. Secondly, urge the Council of Ministers to review and amend the protocol for sustainability of the Lake Victoria Basin. Thirdly, urge the Council of Ministers to establish a specialized institution for the sustainable management of the Indian Ocean. And fourthly, urge the Council of Ministers to consider expanding the mandate of LBC to cover all East African community water bodies. The report of the Committee on Agriculture, Tourism and Resources was signed on 15th, was signed by members of the committee.
Well, thank you very much, Honorable Lemoyan. On behalf of the Chairperson, Committee on Agriculture, Tourism and Natural Resources. Honorable members, I now propose the motion, and the motion on the floor is that the Lake Victoria Basin Commission Bill 2019 be read the second time. Debate is open. Honorable Adeni Abdikadir, Honorable Dr. Anne Ito. Yeah, so far I can see those two. Honorable Ambassador Fatuma Ndangiza will follow. Honorable Adeni, you start. Then Honorable Dr. Ito will follow, and the Honorable Ambassador Fatuma will follow.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I start by saying that I support the report of the committee, and this was a very, very good report. Right Honorable Speaker, LVBC is one of the institutions that manages a very critical resource for the community. And as you know, the authority or the LVBC takes care of the whole basin. And the fact that this bill is proposing for the strengthening of this institution is very, very critical. As you rightly know now, this organization, for example, is in the process of, it's been given land by the Kenya authorities. And that land needs to have ownership of the community. It's got to move to the ownership of the LVBC. It can only do so when the LVBC now becomes an entity that can be owned, can be able to own property, and that can sue and be sued and become so that this organization or commission does not necessarily need to rely on the host community alone in terms of many things which otherwise it would have been able to do if it were an authority, I mean, with being enforced by an act of parliament. So this is very progressive, Honorable Speaker. As you know, the issues to do with the fisheries, the management of the fisheries, especially particularly in Lake Victoria, is a very, very critical issue that requires that this particular commission be given the powers to optimally be able to function. And issues to do with the safety as well of the lake and the transportation we've seen. Thanks God that this year so far, I think we have not seen much. There are some incidents, but it's not. We've not seen catastrophes, and we pray to God that we don't see any. But what this bill does is to empower this commission to be able to be in a position to equip itself better to respond to some of these emergencies and be able to save lives or proactively implement measures that are able to save lives of for many of the people of East Africa. And the other thing, Mr. Speaker, is the issue of there's a lot of donor funding goodwill for this particular commission. And one of the things that usually is a shortcoming is that because of an actor like this one, a lot of the affairs of this commission happens to be signed elsewhere. So it's like, so the donors are not very comfortable because many donors want to deal straight with the implementer of those particular projects. This particular bill or the passage of this particular bill will be able to give the commission that opportunity. Finally, the issue of blue economy and more so with the oceans that we have for Kenya, Tanzania, and when I say blue ocean, even those in the lakes, the opportunities in the lakes also do happen. There's a lot of opportunities, and particularly if I comment on the seas that that this bill also will give. Has addressed all the issues that the stakeholders mentioned here as well. It is the blue economy, Mr. Speaker, is one area that will help. Am I being heard?
Yeah, we hear you. The images are not very clear, at least from where
okay.
Looking, but we
My
hear
apologies. You. Okay, maybe the connection is poor. Yeah. But I just wanted to say that fisheries is one of the resources that that if well utilized, if this commission is empowered to be able to exploit more, we will be able to bring more output for our food sustainability as well as boost our exports. Mr. Speaker, it's a good bill. I don't want to say much. I support it, and I thank the committee for the good work.
Thank you so much, Honorable Aden Abdikadir. Honorable Dr. Ito, Anne.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity. I would right away go by saying the Lake Victoria Basin Commission is a very, very critical institution of the East African community, in the sense that it addresses real issues faced by East Africans, such as poverty, natural resource management, conservation, and safety in navigation. Honorable Speaker, the mandate of this commission is very, very huge. And it makes sense that the capacity is improved so that it's able to manage the wide mandate that has been given to it. running from agriculture, land use, water management, environmental, and a tall list of mandate that has been assigned. It's true, like the former speaker, the Lake Victoria Basin Initiative has made a lot of achievement. Among it is being able to raise resources for implementation of the projects. But it also does have a lot of significant challenges that I think is related to its current form. Unless the current form is addressed, it will still be facing problems. For example, on our visit, we found that there were delayed recruitment of staff. This is because Lake Victoria Initiative does not recruit its own staff, and it's done by the Secretariat. By the time the staff is recruited, they lose time, they lose goodwill. They even lose goodwill from the donors because things are very slow. And this is also related to disbursement of funds, because somewhere else somebody else has to give them authorization for management of its resources. So really they have a big problem that I believe will be solved if the current form is addressed. Lake Victoria also has budget cuts, and also it lacks enforcement powers, basically because it may be related to the current form. So I really agree with this bill that this commission is made an entity by itself, so it's able to negotiate contracts, it will be able to be sued or be able to sue anybody or any institution that deals with it. So I totally agree with the bill, and I support the report of the committee, and hopefully this House will pass the bill. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Dr. Ann Ito. The next is Honorable Ambassador Fatuma Dangiza. Then, is there any other member? Honorable Mary Mujenyi, I can see Honorable Dr. Oburu, Honorable Engineer Mnya. Yes, we will proceed. And Honorable Fatuma Ibrahim. Okay, Honorable Ambassador Fatuma.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. At the outset, I would like to thank the Council through its chairperson for producing this important bill. And then I would also like to thank the Committee of Agriculture, Natural Resources and Tourism under its able leadership of Honorable Dr. Abdallah Makame for a very good report, but also for improving on the bill. Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members, as we all know, Lake Victoria Basin Commission is an important institution, as already alluded to. It is looking after a very important resource of the community, which is Lake Victoria. That is the second largest freshwater lake in the world, that has a huge resource catchment with a population of 44.9 million people. And this is also contributing greatly to agriculture, where 77% of arable land is around Lake Victoria Basin. And therefore, this is very important in terms of livelihoods of our people. 90% of this, the water of Lake Victoria, is supporting cities. But we also know that the mandate of Lake Victoria Basin cuts across critical sectors, including land use, maritime safety and security, fisheries, public health, transport, energy. So it's really an institution that is strategic for the community. It's an institution that, if functions effectively, will help the critical sectors contribute to the socio-economic development of the East African community. I was looking at the statistics. When you look at the issue of fisheries alone, this lake has a potential to contribute in terms of fisheries revenues worth $800 million US. Of course, it's still under capacity, but I hope once this bill is passed, it's going to strengthen the mandate of this commission so that it can be able to effectively cater for the critical sectors under its operation. It's already been discussed that the motivation of this bill is to empower Lake Victoria Basin Initiative, the Lake Victoria Commission, to be able to mobilize resources. It's been doing so. There's been a lot of bureaucracy because it cannot negotiate directly, it cannot enter into contracts, MOUs, mobilize funding. So this bill will give it autonomy so that it can be able to mobilize its funds, can be able to enter into contracts. But it's also going to help the council pass regulations. Previously, the council has been passing directives, but we know that directives do not have that legal authority as regulations. So in short, this is a very important bill. It's very timely, and I would like to urge members to support the bill and also request the council to take up the critical recommendations that have emerged on spot assessment report that was conducted by the committee, such as the issue of staffing, the issue of financing for programs like communication and visibility. We know this institution is contributing to supporting most of our partner states, but nowhere we see information about all this. So we need to see how we raise visibility. But I would also like to encourage Lake Victoria Basin Commission to make sure that it does rotate its meetings in all the partner states so that once they rotate their meetings in every country, then at least our people will know that this important institution exists. With that, I want to once again support the bill and the report. Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Ambassador Fatuma Ndangiza. Honorable Mary Mugenyi.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I also am grateful for the opportunity to contribute to this bill. Mr. Speaker, I happened to have listened to the presentation that was done by the LVC to the Committee of Agriculture, and anyone who was present was more than convinced that this bill is actually overdue. We need to enact a law that would facilitate the Commission to do its work. Mr. Speaker, East Africans are very lucky to have this very important resource in Lake Victoria and its surroundings. Mr. Speaker, as you know, Lake Victoria is bigger than some of the oceans, of the seas that exist in the world. We are lucky to have a body of fresh water, no salts, and yet that size of the water. Mr. Speaker, Lake Victoria Commission supports about 45 million East Africans. It supports them through fishing, of course, through sporting activities, through tourism, through provision of water for agriculture and human consumption. And I don't know whether East Africa has any other big resource that is bigger than the Lake Victoria as a body. So there's no reason why I should not support this initiative of making the LVC a body corporate, which will then facilitate it to conduct its business as a legal entity. I would like to support this bill. I would like to urge colleagues to support it, and also urge members of the council to expedite it. And I thank them for bringing up this important bill, and also increase the funding if possible. I know that we are very constrained financially, particularly during these days of COVID.
Honorable Mary, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Honorable Namara, where are you? Which location is that? Honorable Namara, which location is that? Honorable Namara, can you hear me? Honorable Namara, can you hear me? So which location is that?
Kampala, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, but I mean, the way I see it, I don't know whether everybody can have the same observation. Like
he's in the car. No,
yes.
He's in a jeans.
So that's not correct, Honorable Namara. And this is how we are going to proceed going forward. I see you in some funny situation, I mention it. Yeah, yes. It looks like you are driving and...
It's in a loading.
No, the car, it's the car. So we will take you off the line until you are in the proper location. Honorable Mary, you can continue.
Yes, Right Honorable Speaker, I was actually almost concluding. But lastly, I would like to say that many of the problems that we're having around the lake is including is because there is no law that the Commission can use, coordinate, regulate, and guide the citizens, the users of the Lake Victoria, on how to go about their economic and livelihoods from the lake. So, Mr. Speaker, I'd like to urge my colleagues to support this bill, and I would like to thank the Committee on Agriculture, Tourism and Natural Resources for this report, and also thank the Council for this initiative of bringing such an important bill for consideration. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mary Mugenyi. Honorable Dr. Oburu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for the opportunity to contribute to this important bill. Mr. Speaker, I want to take this opportunity to thank the Council for reintroducing this important bill. This bill has been here before. It was here in 2007 and it was withdrawn. So I hope that this time it will not be withdrawn before we pass it. Let us do our best to complete it today so that we can have this important bill implemented. The purpose of this bill, Mr. Speaker, sir, is to make Lake Victoria Basin Commission a body corporate which can sue and can be sued and can negotiate on an independent basis and sign contracts on its own. Mr. Speaker, this is very important for an institution to exist and be effective because, Mr. Speaker, if that does not happen, it is just an appendage of the Secretariat and it becomes more or less like a department. which has no legal authority, and therefore even those who want to support it will support it half-heartedly because they don't have direct dealings with them, and therefore they cannot be sure that the funds dispensed with or given will be used strictly for the purposes for which they are meant. Mr. Speaker, the lake, as has been emphasized by my colleagues before me, supports more than 44 million people. And the lake is being choked. The lake is being choked, Mr. Speaker, by hazards like the hyacinth. The hyacinth is preventing fishing. It is preventing and also obstructing transportation of people across the lake. And this is a very, very big hazard which must be tackled by an organization which has the teeth and strength to do so. So by giving this body its teeth to now be able to bite and to be able to be effective, we are doing a very, very great service to the people in the riparian areas of Lake Victoria. Mr. Speaker, the amount of effluent being discharged into the lake is so huge that, Mr. Speaker, it has been predicted by some scientists that if it is not taken care of effectively, the lake will be dead in another 50 years. Mr. Speaker, I will not be alive that time, but Mr. Speaker, I don't think we want to leave heritage.
You will be there, Dr. Oburu.
Huh?
You will be there.
No.
You are there to stay.
I don't think so, but Mr. Speaker, we want to leave a heritage for our progenies so that they can live a comfortable life. Mr. Speaker, this lake is used to be a common user facility for the people of East Africa. There was no the artificial boundaries which have been created and which make it very difficult for people to fish and bringing conflict in the lake. I hope some of these things will be tackled together with the environment to ensure that the people of East Africa can enjoy this facility as a common user facility without too much restrictions on the boundaries. Mr. Speaker, the fisheries resource is a very, very important resource in the lake because it feeds those millions and billions of people, and it also helps to generate revenue for them. It is exported to Nairobi and elsewhere, and there are people who also now do the export abroad. And Mr. Speaker, there is a method which has been introduced in the lake for what they call cage fishing. And that cage fishing is now preventing people from going into the lake, because going into the lake, Mr. Speaker, the lake is being overfished. And there are people who are doing illegal fishing. They even catch the small fish which needs to grow, and the controls are not proper. So we hope, Mr. Speaker, by empowering this organization, there will be adherence to the fishing standard so that people don't just destroy the resource which is meant to help them to get revenues and also feed them with very nutritious food. And Mr. Speaker, the lake itself is also rising, the levels. The levels of the lake is rising and eating land in the riparian areas. Mr. Speaker, the lake has gone more than 300 meters inside and has destroyed quite a lot of farms, including the golf course, Mr. Speaker, where I play golf. I went there this weekend. Half of it has been eaten by the lake. We hope, Mr. Speaker, when we empower the Basin Commission, they will find ways of controlling the lake so that the levels don't go overboard and swallow the people or the land for the people who are surrounding the area. The other area which is very important, Mr. Speaker, and I hope it will be tackled, and it has been mentioned by my colleagues before me, is the safety in the lake. Mr. Speaker, just last week, we lost about 10 people in the lake, and still the 9 are being searched for. The other one, only one was found floating. There were 20 people, 10 managed to swim to the shore, but the others went. And because there is no rescue facility and there is no control in terms of people wearing the floating, the lifesavers when they are going into the lake, because they are poor fishermen. They don't have, so they need to be empowered so that there can be strict adherence to safety standards in the lake. We know that some half measures are being taken here and there, but Mr. Speaker, I can tell you that there is very great loss every week. There is some accident in the lake which kills people, and we hope that with the empowerment of this commission, they are going to take care to ensure that our people who are either fishing or just traveling as tourists to see the beauty, because it is a very beautiful lake, Mr. Speaker, and if the environment is protected, actually it is going to be the next tourist attraction. Instead of people going to the coast, they will be coming to other areas, Mwanza, Kisumu, and Port Bell in Uganda, Jinja, and all those other areas. They are very beautiful places, Mr. Speaker, and we should not allow this lake to be destroyed without giving protection to the environment and also to its people to protect the resources. Mr. Speaker, lastly, what I want to mention is about the construction of the headquarters for the Lake Basin, for Lake Victoria Basin Commission. Mr. Speaker, I thank the Assembly and also the Council for having allocated some 100 million Kenya shillings or $1 million to start the construction. And Mr. Speaker, I would like to plead that this funding does not stop, because the commission needs to be visible. It is headquartered in Kisumu, which is the heart of East Africa. And I happen to come from there. I'm very proud of that city. And I hope, Mr. Speaker, this funding will not stop there. It will flow until Lake Basin moves from the corner where it is cornered by the headquarters of the county in Kisumu, so that it can be visible on its own, and the people will actually be knowing its presence or feeling its presence around. Mr. Speaker, with those many or few remarks, I would like to end there and once again thank the Council and thank the Assembly for debating and possibly passing this bill tonight. And I plead with every one of us to support it, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Dr. Oburu. Honorable Engineer Munya Habib.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor to contribute on this bill.
Honorable Kasamba, you didn't mute your microphone. I think it is the Honorable Kasamba who didn't mute. So can you please mute your microphone? Honorable Kasamba. And anyone who thinks they haven't muted their microphone. Please, the Honorable Engineer Munya, if you may proceed.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor to contribute something on this important bill. Mr. Speaker, let me first declare my interest that I was the former member of this committee of ATNR. So I have a lot of interest in this bill. Mr. Speaker, let me start to say that I support the bill with amendments done by the Committee of Agriculture, Natural Resources and Tourism. There are a lot of amendments which were proposed by the committee. The report of the committee agreed, and also it observed that it is in this report that there are many transboundary water resources in East Africa that does not have specific institution or to manage resources. So while I'm supporting this bill, it is mainly dealing with the Lake Victoria Commission basin. But the bill is coming from Article 114, which is talking about management of natural water resources. And the bill is also originating actually from Article 111 or 111 of the treaty, which is talking about coordination in environment and natural resources management. Now, during our discussion in Kisumu, Mr. Speaker, I was one who said that while we are considering the Lake Victoria Basin Commission, but why we have not seen any paragraph talking about the Indian Ocean, which is also a transboundary. The difference between the Indian Ocean and the Lake Victoria Basin, that the Lake Victoria Basin is inside upland there, and the boundaries of Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, they are very well specified. While in the Indian Ocean, we have another boundary of international waters only. But all other things, what is happening in Lake Victoria Basin, are the same thing or more than what is happening in the Indian Ocean. If we are talking about the extent, about 5,000 people died in Lake Victoria, then it may be more than 10,000 people, they do die in Indian Ocean. If you are talking about helping conflicts between the fishermen in Lake Victoria, we have the same conflicts in Indian Ocean with the fishermen. If you are talking about helping the fishermen in Lake Victoria and giving them a special instrument which is for fish finder, our people in the Indian Ocean need the same. So whatever you are talking for the Lake Victoria, it is the same happening in Indian Ocean. So the issue here, Right Honourable Speaker, is how many commissions or bodies we shall form. It's not the same Lake Victoria Basin Commission is not the same place whereby we can include that this is Lake Victorian Basin and Indian Commission bill. Why can't we say so? Doing so, that means we'll be saving having a lot of commissions, and a lot of economically we'll save a lot of money. There may be now Department of Lake Victoria, Department of Indian Ocean, but the commission should be same. It deals with water resources, it deals with water resources in Indian Ocean. And this, I said in a very loud, and it was agreed by Dr. Mateo, in principle. And the committee also agreed. The problem that I agree with my report, the committee report, I was part and parcel, but I don't see this has been reflected in this. So, Mr. Speaker, I would like to convince the Chair Council that in order to save the money, in order to save everything, it's only a word to include that Lake Victoria Basin and Indian Commission and Indian Ocean Commission bill. When you include that, everything is solved. We will take care in both areas. There will be no need of forming other commissions. One commission will fit. What harm will happen if we include that, Mr. Speaker? So, I support the bill with amendment that Lake Victoria Basin and Indian Ocean Commission bill. Mr. Speaker, I would like the Council Minister to reconsider this and find and give reasons of why not accepting this amendment in order that we can save our community. All what you find in the Lake Victoria, you all find in there. There is only one project which I know it has been done specifically by East Africa regarding mangroves. It has been done jointly. What other about projects now then? So, Mr. Speaker, I support this bill, but with this amendment, and I would like my colleague also to support this because it's very important and will save a lot of
Yes.
money in the
Honorable
community.
Engineer,
I thank you.
you are still on the floor. Honorable Wanjiku, clarification.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Speaker. I am struggling to understand the mandate of LVBC, if indeed it covers the Indian Ocean as well, before we debate and go that direction of now saying include this to this bill.
I think the fact is it doesn't. And
doesn't, and we should not bring another bill.
The case
for
that
the lake,
Honorable
for the
Munya
ocean.
The case that Honorable Munya is making is for the bill to also include the Indian Ocean. That is his main point. Yeah.
Information, Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Chris.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. To come to that inclusion of Indian Ocean, I'd like to also request that if indeed the Indian Ocean is to be included there, we also have like a Tanganyika which covers United Republic of Tanzania and Burundi as well. So with that mandate of Lake Victoria, I think should be limited to Lake Victoria only because there are so many lakes around here. It will be also becoming an issue. Thank you, Mr. Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. So, Honorable Engineer Munya, you can conclude your debate. You are still on the floor.
Mr. Speaker, I said from the beginning that the report of the committee agrees that there are a lot of water bodies which have no specific institution. The report has agreed that. We have mentioned in the report like that. But when we see the magnitude of Indian Ocean, the magnitude of Lake Victoria, then we see it resembled. And if they oppose the word Indian Ocean, we can include other words like water bodies, water body commission, which will include all others. But the specific here is mention of Lake Victoria. So when I see the magnitude and what is happening in Lake Victoria is the same what is happening in Indian Ocean, which is covered by more countries. But they also, if there may be Lake Tanganyika, if it is Burundi and Rwanda, also there can be an institution which is covering Lake Tanganyika and Burundi. But here we are talking about Indian Ocean, which has been used long time before. And if the members they have forgotten that there was a special shipping whereby a lot of goods from abroad. They were landing in Dar es Salaam, in Mombasa, in Zanzibar, and transferred also to the mainland Congo, Uganda, Burundi, Rwanda, and so on and so forth. So Indian Ocean is different than Lake Tanganyika. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Engineer Mnya. Honorable Fatuma Ibrahim. Is there any other member aspiring to speak? Okay, Honorable Fatuma Ibrahim.
Yes, Honorable Speaker, I think you can't see on the floor.
Yeah, okay. So after Honorable Fatuma Ibrahim, Honorable Francoise, who else?
Gideon.
Honorable Gideon. Yes. Is there any other? Okay. Honorable Ambassador Fatuma, Honorable Francoise, Honorable Gideon.
I'm here too.
Who is that? I can't see you.
Kampala.
Is it Honorable Musamari? Okay, Honorable Musamari will be last. Okay.
Chair, Honorable Speaker, can I proceed?
Yes, please. You have the floor, Honorable.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. And Honorable Speaker, I want to thank first the members, the council ministers, and the members who contributed. Honorable Speaker, sometimes as members of legislators who wants to see legislation going through properly, sometimes feel frustrated. When you look at the genesis of the Lake Victoria Basin Commission Bill from the 1st June 2007 up to now, if you walk, I think it's a long time, a number of years. And sometimes you ask yourself why the bill has taken too long. It was a third reading in 2011. That was the second Eala. You can imagine the third Eala, and this is the fourth Eala. We are almost at the last lap of our session, of our mandate, and the bill is still struggling around. Honorable Speaker, I want to confirm that the institution has been struggling to ensure that this bill goes through. All the CEOs who have been appointed to this commission have tried, and they have experienced a lot of challenges. Honorable Speaker, I want to thank the council members of this Eala 4 for finding it crucial to push the bill. Honorable Speaker, I am a currently member of the committee that is handling this bill, that is Agriculture, Tourism, and Natural Resources. And I was in the first committee and now in this committee, and I was part of the team which visited Kisumu to engage the stakeholders. Honorable Speaker, the stakeholders were diverse group. Some were common wananchi who do daily interaction in the lake. Some were senior experts.
Honorable Fatuma has a connection challenge, connectivity. Honorable Fatuma, are you back? Are you connected? Honorable members, I think we can proceed with another member, and when she comes back, she will be given the floor to conclude her debate. Yes. In the meantime, as we wait for Honorable Fatuma to be back, Honorable Francoise, can you hear me?
Yes, Honorable Speaker, I can hear you. May I proceed?
Yes, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity to address this August House as far as the report of the consideration of the Lake Victoria Basin Commission Bill 2019 is concerned. And allow me to start from where Honorable Mnya just stopped because we have an information, and this information is also contained in our report.
because I'm a member of this committee and I'm serving my second term. So I got the opportunity to go to Kisumu to hear from the commission directly, and I have maybe further information I can share with the honorable members. Lake Tanganyika is the greatest single reservoir of fresh water.
Lake Victoria.
Yes, I'm adding on the information from Honorable Munya.
Okay.
Requesting the Indian Ocean to be included in this bill. And I'm also talking from page 5 of the report, if I can record this page, under observations.
Honorable Fatuma, let us secure your connectivity and you will resume your flow, don't you?
Honorable Speaker, I'm not in an odd place. I'm in my place.
No. I'm not saying you are in an odd place.
I'm not in a car, Honorable Speaker.
Who said that? Who said you are in the car? Did anybody say that? At least not me. So your connectivity
Honorable
went.
Speaker, I want to confirm I'm in a decent place.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Honorable Fatuma?
That, Fatuma.
Honorable Fatuma, can you hear me?
Yes, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, I also wanted to confirm that you are in a very decent place.
Yes, more than decent.
Yes, but you went offline. The connectivity went off. And
I don't know what happened.
But can you listen to me, please? Yes. And while you were off, we asked another member to take the floor as we wait for you. But I am very aware that you were still on the floor and you will conclude your contribution. Now that you are back, Honorable Francois, hold on. Now that you are back, Honorable Fatuma, you continue with your debate.
Yes, Honorable Speaker. Yes, Honorable Speaker. It's not me, Honorable Speaker, it's your side.
It is technology, yes.
We can hear you.
Continue.
Continue.
Honorable Speaker, I don't think the problem is me.
Yes, it is.
Continue.
Honorable Speaker, I want
Continue. To hear you, Honorable Fatma.
Honorable Speaker, I want to support this motion on the bill establishing the Lake Victoria Basin Commission as a statutory institution as opposed to an institution that is based on a protocol. Honorable Speaker, when we visited the commission and we listened to the stakeholders, the commission seemed to have not been performing to its potential because of its status. Honorable Speaker, as a senior advocate and public prosecutor, an institution that is established on a protocol has very limited power and it is experiencing challenge. Honorable Speaker, when you look at Lake Victoria mandate, it's wide. It even reaches up regards transboundary natural resources and utilization and also countries that depend on the natural resources of Lake Victoria. My elder brother, Honorable Dr. Oburu, said 44 million citizens of East Africa depend on Lake Victoria Basin. And that's a huge population, almost half of our population. And Honorable Speaker, this kind of institution requires a very strong law that will allow to compete and reach out to other institutions that are global and regional in terms of its establishment as a law. Honorable Speaker, I support this. Honorable Speaker, one of the other issues we had from partners when we were listening to stakeholders, is the Commission is unable to attract many of the donors who are willing to finance. One of the donors who were informed is ready to sponsor up to programs of up to 50 million euro, but they are very careful to fund this institution because of lack of a statutory or a law that establishing the institution. Because, Honorable Speaker, the donors are sometimes given small grants and financing because of status. Honorable Speaker, when you look at the mandate of the Commission, is issue of promoting compliance on safety and navigation. Honorable Speaker, that requires a very grounded law that will allow the Commission, the Lake Victoria Basin Commission, to bite the violators or institutions or individuals or actors who don't comply on the safety in the lake and around the lake. Honorable Speaker, this law of establishing a statutory law for Lake Victoria Basin Commission. And Honorable Speaker, I plead with our members to support 100% this law or this bill so that the Commission can fully execute its mandate. Honorable Speaker, I support the motion and the bill. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Fatuma. Now, Honorable Francois, can you proceed?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the floor. Once again, I proceed from where I just stopped by saying that the inclusion of Indian Ocean in this bill would leave apart other water bodies we have as a recommendation of this report on page 5. This report is reading under observations of the committee that there are many transboundary water bodies in the EAC that do not have a specific EAC institutions to manage those resources. And I picked interest also to share from what Honorable Mary said, that you have the Lake Victoria, the Africa's largest lake and the world's second largest freshwater lake, but also we have the Lake Tanganyika as the greatest single reservoir of fresh water on the continent and the second deepest in the world. And this is according to the research of UNEP 2006. And also they are saying that the Nile River Basin also, a source of the Nile, is the longest river in the world. And those water bodies, among others, for instance, Lake Kivu on the side of Rwanda and others, we should see how to harmonize these and taking care of water bodies of this community. If I proceed with what I wanted to say, as I'm serving my second mandate, I picked also interest from this bill, whereby under clause 6, 1J and 2, they are talking of initiate and promote programs that target poverty eradication. And I found this very, very interesting to have a commission that is taking care of eradication of poverty. And you know that it is under SDGs and also under our commitment as a region, a block to support the EAC people, because we have people-centered device or motto. And also this will be coordinated by this commission under activities of different actors towards sustainable development and poverty eradication in the Lake Victoria Basin. So you have to have this bill.
Information, Mr. Speaker.
Yes,
Information, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Engineer Mnya.
Yeah. Mr. Speaker, I want to inform Honorable who is in the floor now, and the others who want to come to oppose that Indian Ocean should not be included. I have only two information. One, that Indian Ocean has been used with many projects of East Africa before the former East African Community. So it is very well known rather than Nile and Tanganyika. But two, we are establishing this commission, this bill, in order that the Lake Victoria Basin can be sued and sued. And now in the Indian Ocean, we have a lot of people who are stealing, who are fishing, people from outside, stealing from the waters of East Africa. And including this, we'll have the chance also to sue those people who are doing that. So it's unlike Tanganyika and unlike River Nile. Indian Ocean is very special before to be included. Thank you.
Thank you. Sounded like another debate, but you know you have an opportunity to move an amendment. It was in your debate, and it is noted by the committee chair, and I hope council chair has also noted. So when we go clause by clause, a private member can move an amendment, and the House will pronounce itself on that. So Honorable Francois, you can continue.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I thank Honorable Munya because I'm not against the inclusion of the ocean, the Indian Ocean, but also to broaden our minds when we think for the goodness of the community as a whole, not just one part of the community. And Mr. Speaker,
clarification.
Who is that?
Fancy.
Okay, Honorable Fancy, clarification.
Yes, Right Honorable Speaker, I've heard like two honorable members when they are contributing on this issue, they're raising the issue of inclusion of Indian Ocean and other lakes and rivers that are around East Africa. But we need to ask ourselves, or we need to get a clarification, maybe from the council chair, on what was the rationale behind of having the Lake Victoria Basin only specific for Lake Victoria. And then when we find out, then we will see if we can demand or we can advise for inclusion of other water bodies around East Africa.
Okay, I think the council chair has taken note of that, and the committee chair has taken note of that. At a later stage, they will give that clarification. Honorable Francois, proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. You have heard that from this report, stakeholders also were given opportunity to give their comments. And if I can give some examples, the Lake Victoria Basin Commission, like some other organs and institutions of this community, does not have enforcement powers. And I support this report because this was depending on the goodwill of partner states to implement various agreed policies and actions. But now the enactment of this bill will empower the Lake Victoria Basin Commission to acquire and hold their properties, for instance, and sue and be sued, as the Honorable Munya also mentioned about it, it is a corporate name, and also to do other things a body corporate may lawfully do. And also, as I conclude, I say that so far the Council of Ministers has been giving kind of directions to this commission, but without effect. And it can be observed under clause 19 when we reach at the bill level, that now this bill, if enacted, will allow even ministers to make regulations to give effect to the Lake Victoria Basin Commission. And having said that, I request this assembly to consider and pass the Lake Victoria Basin Commission bill with the proposed amendment as prepared by the relevant committee. I'm a member. I submit, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Gideon. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I would like to also add my voice in supporting the Lake Victoria Basin Commission Bill 2019. Right Honorable Speaker, a lot have been said by my colleagues who have already spoken about the issues contained in this bill. I would like to start with the population that benefits from the Lake Victoria Basin Commission. Yes, like said by Honorable Dr. Oburu, we have over 44 million people just within the East African Lake Victoria Basin Commission. But again, this Lake Victoria, one time we visited as Eala members the source of the Nile on the site of Uganda. And we were made to understand from the source of the Nile on the Ugandan side that 30% of the Nile of the Nile water, of the white Nile water, is from Lake Victoria Basin, coming from Lake Victoria, and it comes direct from Lake Victoria itself. Whereas 70% of the water of the white Nile is also coming from underground. So that is a source of a big thing. Nile is something not easy. It is a lifeline for many countries. Going up to Egypt, to Sudan, South Sudan, and that is why Nile, it is contributing to that effort. So it is touching many lives, you know. So we are talking of something which is of great importance. Anything to be done to improve the quality of services, to improve also the natural resources around the Victoria Basin is something greater for not only 44 million people, more than that. So I want to emphasize that, right, Honorable Speaker. The other thing is the issues to do with the operations of the basin itself, of the Lake Victoria Basin Commission itself. I happen to be part of the members of the assembly who were in the Northern Corridor tour. That was in February 2018, and we visited the headquarters of Lake Victoria Basin in Kisumu, and we went up to Nyamira, trying to see where siltation is coming from, and also those activities or projects being done to safeguard the Lake Victoria Basin itself. And we were informed by the governor of Kisumu, Honorable Peter Anyang', that there's a research that is also informing that in the next 50 years, Lake Victoria will be no more. So that is a threat. So we have something that we should be able to address, because we know we are not doing things for our own. We are doing this effort to improve the Lake Victoria Basin to take care of generations to come. Right, Honorable Speaker. Again, let me address something because there's a concern, and that concern was by Honorable Engineer Nya about the Indian Ocean. I think under international law, there are what we call successive treaties, that you can still do something, though knowing that there was a treaty existing. But you may be different parties. And these different parties, you can develop something that you can still go with other provisions that are taking care of your interests. I don't think if the stakeholders, because the primary objective of this bill is to coordinate the stakeholders and harmonize policies within East Africa region. There is something you can still anchor on the treaty. I want to propose that it may not be possible for this bill to be amended so that it can take care of the great Indian Ocean, because the stakeholders in the Indian Ocean may not be necessarily the same as the stakeholders in the East African community. The politics around there would be something that would be much more different. There's things that you want to address around the Indian Ocean may not be equal to the same things you want to address. So even in our treaty, Article 113, that is talking, especially 113 subsection 1, that our community could be able to do something, but also include a component of a third party. There, if you go to Lake Victoria Basin, to those other regions, our treaty will be one of the reference points. Also, you can still develop an entire different document about or an act of parliament about the Indian Ocean. There is also a regional strategy, that is the EAC regional strategy against piracy and for maritime security in Eastern and Southern Africa and in the Indian Ocean. There's another strategy that needs to be consulted. So we have a lot of documents to be consulted so that you are going to be able to address an issue that have got the right stakeholders. Right, Honorable Speaker, I think I have pleaded with my brother, Honorable Nya, to go challenge and study and make a different thing. We need to address the issues of Indian Ocean differently. So let us address the concerns of the Lake Victoria Basin, because the stakeholders are too different from the stakeholders that we are going to have in the Indian Ocean. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I want to submit. Thank you.
Thank you. Finally, Honorable Musamari, then we go to another step. Yes, I see more members. Okay, Honorable Musamari, Honorable Marie-Claire, Honorable Christophe. No, it is not. It is Honorable Karengwa.
Is it Christopher and the Sophia, Honorable Speaker?
Okay, yes. It's the Honorable Christopher and the Honorable Sophia. Honorable Musamari first, and Honorable Wanjiku will be last.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to make a contribution on this bill. Right Honorable Speaker, I was almost disarmed by the Honorable Fancy when she was seeking for clarification. However, from the onset, I'm supporting this bill, this amendment bill, but in the interim, the reason why I'm saying in the interim is that we are building an integrated East Africa with an aim of achieving a political union. Meaning that, Honorable Speaker, the institutions that we create should be institutions that will be long-lasting, not interim ones. And they should be institutions that should not be amended within a very short time, like this very amendment we are making. I'm sure within a very short time we shall also seek for an amendment. The reason why, we are looking at getting ways of sustaining the community such that we do not depend on foreigners. We can deal with the foreigners in one way or the other, but not that we depend on them almost entirely, like what happens to this Lake Victoria Basin Commission. And the amendment to provide for the corporate status, we are again, it's okay. We give it powers as per now, because we still have challenges of running the community. But my fear is, if we continue creating autonomy, also semi-autonomous situations for many of our organs and institutions, I fear that we may end up having trimming the powers of the center, and we shall not be able to control it, because you have like Kasoa, it is dealing with the international, with donors or partners, development partners independently. Lake Victoria Basin, the same. The fisheries organization, the same. So you will find that we are removing, we are going to limit the center from having control of the institutions and organs of the community. I want to propose to the chair If you go to page number 6 of the report, you are proposing Roman number 4, that he urged the Council of Ministers to consider expanding the mandate of Lake Victoria Basin Commission to cover all of the EAC water bodies. Given the concerns which were also raised from the colleagues, and the need for us to have, even when you come from Article 114, where where this bill is almost coming from, it says that it's about management of natural resources. That means that this one is almost limited to Lake Victoria. But this article is talking of management of natural resources. That will go beyond the Lake Victoria. So for this matter, your recommendation here, recommendation number, Roman number 4, I want to propose that we change and say, recommend to council to consider expanding the mandate of Lake Victoria Basin to cover all of the East African water bodies, and therefore, at an appropriate time, introduce an amendment bill to cover all of the water bodies in East Africa, such that now these ones of Lake Victoria, Lake Tanganyika, the Indian Ocean, and the rivers, all are included, and we have a body that is managing our water resources in an organized and in a manner that is easy to manage. So, Chair, I want to propose that if you support me, we include that, and also urge the the council, that they should not take long. We can pass this one, we are going to pass it, but let them work on introducing that amendment bill in the House, such that we have the whole of all our waters managed in a manner that is prudent with what we intend to achieve in the future. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Mustamari.
Honorable Speaker, on a point of procedure, I wanted to say something.
Yes.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I was listening keenly to the Honorable Somali, and trying to look at our treaty and our supreme law. I am not sure I got him very well with regards to the amendment that he's trying to propose to this law, because the other water bodies, it's good that he's suggesting that we think of a law that takes care of other bodies, but saying that we anchor that within the LVBC, I think is going to be it's not going to be right. I was just thinking, and giving powers to institutions and taking them away from the center is one of the things that we should work towards, not run away from. In fact, we should. That's why Eala is asking for autonomy. We want autonomy for the courts. We want as much as possible to decentralize decision making so that they are effective and they are applicable to the ground. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
All right. Thank you, Honorable Aden. So, Honorable Sophia.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, to give me the floor. Mr. Speaker, what I want to say about this bill, I can say that I'm in what is in the bill. I'm very concerned about this amount of people. I mean, 5,000 people who die every year in the lake. Mr. Speaker, I can say that this bill comes at a good time, and I can say also that this bill has been neglected for long. Seeing how it was introduced in 2007, and the bill withdrawn by the Council of Ministers of that time in 2011. And no one can ignore that even during that period in 2007 and 2011 until now, people were still dying in the lake, but maybe nothing has been done in order to protect the human lives. And Mr. Speaker, we all know that human lives is the important sector which needs to be given a very big important as a life is protecting human lives is very important, more than even other sectors. The other thing that I can say, Mr. Speaker, in this bill, it is said that most of people who die in the Lake Victoria are mostly those who are living around the lake. And I can say, Mr. Speaker, that
Honorable Leontine, and you know these microphones are very sensitive, so they can pick what you are saying.
Okay. Mr. Speaker, I was saying that most of people who are dying around the lake, who are dying in the lake, are mostly those who live around the lake Tanganyika. Sorry, around the Lake Victoria. And then I was thinking that those who die in the Lake Tanganyika are mostly those small fishermen, those small fishermen. And then I think something should be done by the time we will be waiting for the implementation of those the measures which is presented in the bill. I think I propose that in order to protect those people who continue dying in the lake, because for sure it is very difficult to stop them as long as maybe some of them some of them lives it is by fishing that they are living now, and then it is very difficult to stop them. I was proposing that by the time we will be waiting for the solution, I propose that there can be a kind of trainings, a kind of formation about the weather, because most of them do not know, are not aware about the weather. Then they need to know, to have some information concerning climate change, and then they will know when they can go to fish or when they can travel through the lake. And when I think they need to be empowered with the weather information about the weather. The other thing, Mr. Speaker, that I can judge like a solution is to sensitize the people who live around the lake Victoria, because some of them maybe they go to fish or they travel through the lake without wearing the life jacket. I think life jackets can also help them to save their lives. But the problem that I can find, maybe those small fishermen may not be able to buy for themselves those life jackets in case they are expensive. I was proposing that maybe whoever may be concerned, I think in order to find solution to this issue of some people cannot be able to buy this life jacket. They can make, they can produce many life jackets and put them on a low price so that everyone will be able to buy that. So that in order to make them affordable for everyone. Yeah. And then finally, Mr. Speaker, I support this bill. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Sophie. Honorable Nduwai.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I thank you for giving me this opportunity to make my contribution on this bill. Then, Mr. Speaker, I fully support this bill for just a simple reason. If you look at the mandate of LVBC is actually to coordinate sustainable development and management of the Lake Victoria Basin in the 5 partner states. That was before addition of Republic of South Sudan. I think that also must be corrected a bit to add South Sudan to make it 6 partner states. So, Right Honourable Speaker, to those who want to expand the mandate of LVBC, it is clear that this institution is created just to manage the Lake Victoria and those inflow and outflow rivers around Lake Victoria. So, Mr. Speaker, I support the bill and I support the institution to be given that power so that they can manage, and if it means to amend that the council to be part of the board of LVBC, I will support that idea. Or if it means, if it's not included, I ask to include the Lake Victoria, to include the council to be part of the management of the LVBC. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, that is my contribution on this bill, and I support and I congratulate the Committee of Agriculture and Tourism, the Natural Resources. Thank you, Mr. Right Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Nduwayo. Honorable Dr. Gwijema, and then we move to another step, please. Okay.
Thank you very much. Right,
you had mentioned me, I think.
Did anybody mention you? I had mentioned you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
So I heard you say Honorable Wanjiko will be the last one.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm still corrected because you will be the last one. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you. Honorable Dr. Gwijema, then Honorable Wanjiku will be the last one.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, to give me the floor. I support the report. I'm a member of the committee. I have one issue. When I heard my colleague, Honorable Musamari, on a proposed amendment, I feel I wanted to make a certain intervention on this matter. Right, Honorable Speaker, I think we have to get an integrated vision if the convention for this organization or LVBC has been made before the inclusion of Rwanda and Burundi and South Sudan, but it's a long time ago. I think we can even think to change even the name, because this organization has to include also the management of water bodies within the region. Why I say this? Look, for example, for Lake Victoria Fisheries Organization. You have seen that even if it is for sustainable fisheries and aquaculture, for food security, But now Burundi in 2016 has joined the organization. That means Rwanda also we have water, we have Lake Kivu, we have some more small lakes, which means we have to extend. If it has been done before, we have even think how to extend and incorporate the new countries like South Sudan, Rwanda, and Burundi. Why not to make an amendment and even change the name? Right, Honorable Speaker, I support the report and I submit. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, Honorable Wanjiku, last.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. In fact, I didn't intend to speak until some members provoked my thoughts. But let me congratulate the Council and the Committee of Agriculture, the previous committee. Honorable Speaker, first I want to say that autonomous of any institution brings about a wealth of efficiency, and this is the way we should look at things. We shouldn't think retrogressively that once institutions are autonomous, some other institution or some quarters will lose power. In fact, we should be thinking of spreading that power. Most of us have visited Kasoa, and you can see the efficiency that is there. And like now we are facing human-made stalemate on budget. Kasoa is not unable to continue with its daily routine. They are moving forward. So if we are even in a position to make all institutions autonomous and leave Secretariat to handle the issues that can be handled at Arusha, the better, even Eala. Having said that, Honorable Speaker, also the issue of finance. Most institutions or donor funders are afraid where the bureaucracy and the tedious process take so long until by the time money is remitted, the financial year is finished. And this is one way where the LVBC and such other institutions of ourselves could benefit, because they would shorten the process of donor funding. I want completely, though I'm not the chair of the committee, to oppose this amendment of Honorable Engineer Munya by the fact that in Committee of Accounts last year we engaged LVBC, and I can attest that LVBC officers are most learned, vast with enough knowledge, and they know everything of their institution. So I don't think it was a mistake for them to have missed out, to have included all other water bodies or even the Indian Ocean itself. It must have been with a purpose. Two, I want us to concentrate on the mandate of LVBC, considering the stakeholders around the LVBC and stakeholders at Indian Ocean, and we be guided by their mandate. Finally, I want to say that bills or any piece of legislation is an ongoing process. This will not be cast on stone. It will not end here. This bill can be amended. In fact, Honorable Munya can bring this bill maybe next year once we pass, and he bring this amendment and we amend if council support, and the bill can be amended and re-amended. It's just like a constitution which can be amended time and again. So as I conclude, Honorable Speaker, I want to have already read from this report that this bill has taken so long. So I want to plead
Information, Mr.
members
Speaker.
that
Information,
let this
Mr. Speaker.
assembly
Information,
not
Mr. Speaker.
be the one.
Okay, Honorable
Information.
Wanjiku, you are still on the floor. You are still on the floor. Honorable Munya.
Mr. Speaker.
Okay, I take the information.
Mr. Speaker, I respect the Honorable Wanjiku's comment, but why we are making the law now? And it's something that I have to bring amendment after, while I can see that something can be done now. And it's very simple. Wherever the Lake Victoria Basin is mentioned, if we include Lake Victoria Basin and the Indian Ocean, is enough. Why should we waste time to do amendment when everything is similar and is mentioned in the report in page 6, para 4. So why making an amendment later while something is possible now? Thank you.
Now, Engineer Mnya, I thought you were going to give information and you ended up asking a question.
I do not see how that information is helping me, but
no, it was actually a question.
I want to say that.
But of course, I know Engineer Mnya.
It was a point of debate.
So you needed to know how strongly he feels about the Indian Ocean.
Yes, Honorable Speaker, I want to agree with him, but I have a point here that I want to put across, that this bill has already taken so long. Bringing such an amendment, which he termed it as very simple because it is just a word. Remember, people say, and Honorable Speaker, you are a lawyer, that law is very clear, which is wrong. Law is never clear. That word he is saying is not that simple. It is a word that will also need stakeholders and another whole process. That is why I am referring him to another amendment, which we can have enough time. Because if we go to the third reading now, he will not have time to convince members in detail such that we can accept his amendment, and he may lose it, while indeed it may be good, it may be a good amendment. But let members of Eala 4 not be counted as part of those who could have delayed this bill further. Let us be counted as those who have fast-tracked this bill past date, possibly without an amendment, so that it can be counted in part of our work. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, honorable members. Now I invite the committee chairperson to reply to the debate. Honorable Josephine.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, and thank you very much, members, for your active participation and contribution towards this particular report and the bill that is being proposed. We got a wealth of information from the participants, and I would like just to highlight a few, and I'll give my reply, especially on the issues of other water bodies, because it was discussed in Kisumu. There have been quite a number of comments regarding the importance of this bill from the point of view of empowerment of the Commission, so that it is able to implement its mandate. Those coming from nearly all members who have spoken, and supporting the bill also because of the current institutional setup, and that once the bill is in place, is effected, it will help to address the critical issues of poverty and conservation, as well as marine safety around the Lake Victoria. The achievements of the institution, insofar as VBC in the current context is concerned, have been highlighted as well, but the challenges have also been mentioned, including delayed recruitment of staff and the danger of losing goodwill in terms of our collaboration and cooperation with the development partners. There has been also a discussion about appreciation and acknowledgement of Council and the committee for the improvement of the bill. And LVBC as a strategic institution is actually going to benefit from the bill further, because it is a coordinator of activities for the livelihoods of millions and millions of people around within the basin and around the basin. The bill is also being supported because it will support increasing funding to the LVBC itself, but at the same time, it is going to help the LVBC to gain teeth, to be more effective in implementing its mandate, as is been mentioned by Honorable Oburu. But not only that, it has been highlighted as a resource, not only for us who are living today, but also for the future generation. We have also been reminded of the innovations that are taking place within the within the Lake Victoria, such as the cage fishing, which is which is actually helping to reduce illegal fishing in the lake. Issues of climate change have also been mentioned that are affecting the lake insofar as the expansion of the lake and the water levels, and there's been a concern that people are losing lives, with example from Kisumu, whereby 10 people perished in the lake because of lack of control for safety and security, and it is thought that the bill is going to enhance security issues around and within the lake. Specifically to Honorable Mnya, who's supporting the bill but is thinking of expanding the mandates to other water bodies, I like to respond as following. Whereas it is good, and we had also discussed it in Kisumu about other water bodies, it was specifically mentioned that it is an issue that needs further work and further consideration insofar as research is concerned. Indian Ocean, for example, at the moment, has the Indian Ocean Rim Association, which is known as IORA. This is an intergovernment organization of 22 member states around it, who can join the association and become part and parcel of the management team for the Indian Ocean. If I was to mention the names, just a few of them, of the participants of IORA, these include Australia. So we go as far as Australia, Bangladesh, India, Indonesia, Islamic Republic of Iran, Kenya, Madagascar, Malaysia, Maldives, Mauritius, Mozambique, Sultanate of Oman, Seychelles, Singapore, Somalia, South Africa, Sri Lanka, United Republic of Tanzania, United Arab Emirates, Yemen, Oman, and Thailand. So you can see how vast stakeholders are within the Indian Ocean. And if we want to include these within the context of LVBC, then we would need to get into fresh negotiations that cannot be covered within the framework and the mandates of this particular bill. And insofar as Lake Tanganyika is concerned, Lake Tanganyika also has its own authority. There is a Lake Tanganyika authority that is managing, that has the mandate for sustainable management of that particular lake. And the LTA, Lake Tanganyika Authority, comprises of Burundi, DRC, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Tanzania, and Zambia. And so, as far as we are concerned, there is a convention on sustainable management of the lake that was signed as back as 2003 and ratified by these member states in 2007. In that regard, after that, there have been several organs for the management of this particular lake, and these include the Conference of Ministers from the partner states, Management Committee, as well as the Secretariat. So again, if you want to cover all water bodies within the framework of the current bill that we are proposing, we might want to come up with fresh research, fresh negotiations, and so on. And this was highlighted during our visit in Kisumu. So I beg my colleagues that please, let's pass this bill as it is. And if you want to look for expansion of the mandates of the LVBC, then we have to do further research and come up maybe with another bill which is going to cover or look at the possibilities of engaging with these other stakeholders. But not to go into the details, I would like to mention the participants of today so that we go to the next step. And these are Honorable Aden Abdul Kadir, thank you very much.
Procedure,
Honorable Dr. Ido An,
Procedure.
Honorable Ambassador Fatuma Ndadiza.
Who is raising the point of procedure?
It's Honorable Jean-Claude.
Yes, proceed.
Right Honorable Speaker, I remember Honorable Musamari raised or proposed an amendment to the report of the committee. I think it was a procedural right for the chairperson of this committee to pronounce herself about that amendment, because it was not an amendment to the bill. It was about the amendment on the report itself. So, Right Honourable Speaker, I think it's very important for the chair to say something about that amendment. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Honourable Jean-Claude.
Jean-Claude, thank you very much, Honourable, for reminding me that. And I would like to go back to what Honourable Musalamali has said. And I don't see myself having any objection because he's actually improving on the report of the committee. And it is improving on the positive side that in future we might want to consider coming up with amendments that are going to help enhancing the functions of our LVBC. Thank you very much for that reminder. So let me proceed now with the list that have contributed. I start with Honorable Abdul Kadir, Honorable Dr. Ito Ann, Honorable Ambassador Fatuma Ndagiza, Honorable Mary Mugenyi, Honorable Dr. Oburu, Honorable Engineer Mnya, Honorable Fatuma Ibrahim, Honorable my sister Honorable Francoise, Honorable Gideon, Honorable Musamali, Honorable Sophia, Honorable Nduwayo Christopher, Honorable Dr. Rujema, and last but not least, Honorable Wanjiku.
Thank you very much, Honorable Josephine, standing in for council for committee chair. I now call upon the council chair to reply to the debate.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and thank you, honorable members, for your contribution to this bill. Honorable Speaker, I think much has been spoken about the importance of this bill before us, supporting 44 million people in the basin, actually sitting on a 70 billion, as I said yesterday, $70 billion resources. I don't know how much now we are generating from the same. In what was said that in another 50 years, this would be important water resource might not be with us. I think as the responsible citizens, we should not allow this to happen. Having said that, there are a number of issues that were raised by honorable members. The first issue is the issue of staffing and bureaucracy or delays in having this done. I've taken note of this and I will bring it to the attention of the council when we meet and make sure that this staffing issue is expedited. I do believe that when we pass this bill, given a bit of the autonomy of the institution, the staffing should not be a big problem, Honorable Speaker and honorable members. Number two, the issue of financing, again, given the importance of this institution, I think the financing goes without saying. We cannot have an institution of this importance. And again, we fail to raise money to sustain it. Plus, of course, other stakeholders have been thinking when honorable members were debating this bill. There are many other stakeholders that this water resource is important too, or more important than some member countries, such as the Republic of Egypt, the Republic of Sudan, which I think should see themselves as important stakeholders to this basin. Indeed, come on board to make sure that they really contribute to survival because they depend on its being there. Now, for the council expediting it, Honorable Speaker, this I can assure you that once it's passed by this August House, on our part, because we have wrote it anyway, we are going to pass it as soon as the House has done its work. Now, having it withdrawn again, I don't see that happening at all. I think once it has been passed, any amendments thereof later down the road can be done, but I think let's pass it as it is. What we may add on or even reduce as the situation may arise, that can be handled when the time comes. Honorable Speaker, the construction of the headquarters in Kisumu. So far, we have secured a company to construct the headquarters, put in $1 million, but of course, this can be revised as and when the situation warrants to make sure that the headquarter is worth the importance of this basin. I think the acting chair has ably argued the issues of Indian Ocean and Tanganyika not being in this immediate bill. There are of course some other constraints that we face for having this site, because this bill is anchored on the Article 114 2-5 of BC Treaty and the Protocol on RBBC. The provisions are very specific to Lake Victoria, and as such, matters of Indian Ocean and other lakes may be a problem to bring in, unless also we change the protocol. But that can be done as and when we believe it's necessary. We remain open. In my opinion, I think what we need to take care of is this basin plus rivers that feed into the same, if we have to make sure that it doesn't die in flares as it has been argued. Then the other issue that was raised, the issue of this bill. I think this amendment, which I think most members did highlight, I think about the same, that for us as a council, when we debated this bill, these issues also came into our attention, but we thought we should expect what we have now in amendments thereof downstream can be done as and when it's necessary. I submit, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Chair, Council of Ministers. Yes, Honorable Josephine.
Right, Honorable Speaker, may I take this opportunity to propose a motion that we extend the time for virtual meeting. We're supposed to finish at 5 p.m. and we still have some business to dispose of.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable. The motion by the Honorable Acting Chair of the committee is that we extend time so that we can conclude this bit, the remaining bit of it. Seconder, Honorable Engineer Munya, Honorable Mary Mujenyi, thank you. So time is extended until we conclude. I have to question. So those in favor of extension of time? Yes. Thank you. Those against extension of time? Those in favor have it. So the remaining bit is not long. Now, honorable members, I put the question that the Lake Victoria Basin Commission Bill 2019 be read for the second time. Those in favor, raise your hands. Those against, raise your hands. Those in favor, have it. Those in favor, have it.
The Lake Victoria Basin Commission Bill 2019. Bill committee stage.
Honorable members, we are now sitting as a committee of the whole House.
Clause 1.
I propose the question that clause 1 be part of the bill. I put the question. Okay. Chairperson? Yes.
I propose that the clause 1...
Please raise your voice.
Nasikika, Right, Honorable Speaker, for clause 1, which is on page 3, I'm proposing that we delete 2019 and insert 2020. And the justification is to make reference to the present year in which the bill is considered.
Council Chair, any comment on that?
I agree, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Now, honorable members, I propose the question that clause 1 be amended. Now I put the question that clause 1 be amended. No, I'm sorry. I propose the question that clause 1 be amended. I now put the question that clause 1 as amended be part of the bill. Those in favor, raise your hands. Thank you. Those against, raise your hands. Those in favor have it.
Clause 2.
I propose the question that clause 2 be part of the bill. Committee Chair.
Right Honorable Speaker, I have two amendments for clause 2 as following. Clause 2, page 4. Delete definition of sectoral council and insert the following paragraph. Sectoral council means Sectoral Council on Lake Victoria Basin Commission established by Council under Article 14.3 of the treaty in line with the scope of cooperation provided for in the Article 3 of the protocol. And the justification is as following. To clearly provide for the definition of sectoral council in accordance with the power of the council under Article 14 of the treaty to establish sectoral council, taking into account the scope of cooperation provided by the Article 3 of the protocol. And the second amendment is immediately after the definition of protocol is set the following new definition. And this is the definition for sectoral committee. Means committee established under Section 11 to perform specific functions in accordance with Section 12. And the justification is to include the definition of sectoral committee within the context of the LVBC, which is established by Section 11 of the bill.
Chair, Council, concede or?
Yeah, we proceed, Honorable Speaker. I have no objection.
Thank you. Honorable members, I propose the question that clause, I put the question that clause 2 as amended be part of the bill. Those in favor, raise your hands. Those against,
Speaker.
thank you.
Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, yes, traditionally, it is good if you could mention as amended by the chair, so that when other members could bring the amendment, you could say as amended by so and so. But that is my experience from my National Assembly. I don't know if it is any different here in Eala.
All right, we take a note. And this was the honorary amendment that we had. So I had seen the vote on those in favor. So those against, raise your hands. Those in favor have it.
Clause 3.
I propose the question that clause 3 be part of the bill. Committee Chair.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Clause 3.2 on page 5. I want to propose an amendment on clause 3.2 on page 5, whereby I want to delete the word community and insert word commission. And the justification is to correct the reference. The correct reference should be the commission, which is being established, and not to the community, which is established and whose legal status is already provided by the treaty.
Council Chair.
No objection, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. I now put the question that clause 3, as amended by the committee, be part of the bill. Those in favor, raise your hands. Thank you. Those against, raise your hands. Those in favor have it.
Clause 4.
I put the question that clause 4 be part of the bill. Committee Chair.
Right, Honorable Speaker, I would want to propose two amendments on clause 6, starting with 6.
We are on clause 4.
Yeah. Sorry. It's clause 4.
Yeah. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay, there is no proposed amendment on clause 4.
No. Amendment.
Want to cross-check? There is no proposed amendment on clause 4. I now put the question that clause 4 be part of the bill. Those in favor, raise your hands. Those against, raise your hands. Those in favor, have it. The honorable members be back in the house. Those who know they are not in the house mentally. Honorable Fancy, come back to the house. Yes. Come back to the house. Thank you.
Clause 5.
I put the question that clause 5 be part of the bill. No, I propose the question that clause 5 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 5 be part of the bill. Those in favor, raise your hands. Those against, raise your hands. Those in favor, have it.
Clause 6.
I propose the question that clause 6 be part of the bill. Honorable Committee Chair.
Right, Honorable Speaker, I would want to propose two amendments on clause 6 as following. The first amendment is on 6(1)(f) on page 6, to insert the word innovation immediately after the word development. And the justification is to provide the Commission to specifically promote innovation as well as research and development. And the second amendment is on 6(2), whereby immediately after the word towards, insert the words security and safe navigation. And the justification is to include the security and safety navigation among the actors required to be coordinated by the Commission. The Commission does not provide actual security and safety, but facilitates and coordinates the different actors within the basin who are providing security in order to promote safe navigation.
Council Chair.
Honourable Speaker, I have no objection.
Thank you. I put the question that clause 6 as amended be part of the bill. Those in favor, raise your hands. Thank you. Those against, raise your hands. Those in favor, have it.
Clause 7.
I propose the question that clause 7 be part of the bill. There is no proposed amendment. I put the question that clause 7 be part of the bill. Those in favor, raise your hands. Thank you. Those against, raise your hands. Those in favor, have it.
Clause 8.
I propose the question that clause 8 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 8 be part of the bill. Those in favor, raise your hands. Thank you. Those against, raise your hands. Those in favor, have it.
Clause 9.
I propose the question that clause 9 be part of the bill. Honorable Council Chair.
Sorry, Honourable Speaker, I think clause 7, sorry to take you back, if that's allowed. I think it's just an omission. You can change it later, no problem.
Honourable Minister, if you explain where you want us to address then we can handle the procedure.
Yeah, I think it was just an error which can be changed. It's not a big deal.
Is it a typo?
Yeah, it's a typo, no problem.
Yeah, there is a typo I also spotted which the CTC has seen.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Clause 9.
I propose the question that clause 9 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 9 be part of the bill. Those in favor, raise your hands. Thank you. Those against, raise your hands. Those in favor, have it.
Clause 10.
I propose the question that clause 10 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 10 be part of the bill. Those in favor, raise your hands. Those against, raise your hands. Those in favor, have it.
Clause 11.
I propose the question that clause 11 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 11 be part of the bill. Those in favor, raise your hands. Thank you. Those against, raise your hands. Those in favor, have it.
Clause 12.
I propose the question that clause 12 be part of the bill. Honorable Committee Chair.
Right, Honorable Speaker, I would want to propose an amendment on clause 12D on page 10. Immediately after the word basin, insert the following: to the coordination committee. And the justification is to clarify that reports should be submitted to the coordination committee in accordance with the structure provided in clause 7 of the bill, which stipulates the organs of the commission, one of them being the coordination committee, whose functions are elaborated in clause 12, specifically section 6 for reporting.
Honorable Council Chair.
I have no objection, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 12 as amended by the committee be part of the bill. Those in favor, raise your hands. Thank you. Those against, raise your hands. Those in favor, have it.
Clause 13.
I propose the question that clause 13 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 13 be part of the bill. Those in favor, raise your hands. Thank you. Those against, raise your hands. Those in favor, have it.
Clause 14.
I propose the question that clause 14 be part of the bill. Honorable Committee Chair.
Right, Honorable Speaker, I would like to propose an amendment on clause 14E on page 11. Immediately after the word research, insert the word innovation. And the justification is to provide for the Commission to specifically promote innovation as well as research and development. This is sometimes called a consequential amendment, as it has been added in other sections above.
Thank you. Honorable Council Chair.
No objection, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. I put the question that
Speaker,
clause...
clarification.
Yes,
I need clarification.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm wondering if this innovation word will come immediately after research, or if it is after end.
Honorable Committee Chair can repeat the reading of the proposed drafting.
Clause 14E on page 11. We are proposing amendment on clause 14E on page 11 to immediately insert the word innovation after the word research. If you read clause 14E, it says facilitate research and then innovation and studies on sustainable development of Lake Victoria Basin.
All right.
So there is a comma?
research, comma,
There is a comma,
innovation
yeah.
and studies on
Yes,
sustainable development of
comma.
Lake Victoria.
All right.
Okay,
Thank you. Yes. I now put the question that clause 14, as amended by the committee, be part of the bill. Those in favor, raise your hands. Thank you. Those against, raise your hands. Those in favor, have it.
Clause 15.
I propose the question that clause 15 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 15 be part of the bill. Those in favor, raise your hands. Thank you. Those against, raise your hands. Those in favor, have it.
Clause 16.
I propose the question that clause 16 be part of the bill. I put the question, clause 16 be part of the bill. Those in favor, raise your hands. Thank you. Those against, raise your hands. Those in favor, have it.
Clause 17.
I propose the question that clause 17 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 17 be part of the bill. Those in favor, raise your hands. Thank you. Those against, raise your hands. Those in favor,
Clarification.
have it. Honorable Wanjiku.
Unless we'll commit if the decision has been made, but it is just a small observation. I am reading this clause 17, that all staff of the commission shall be appointed on contract, and I don't know if I'm reading the right place. There shall
Maybe
be other officers and staff in the service of the commission as may be determined by a sectoral council. So I was wondering, is it autonomous? And again, it has to be controlled for lack of benefit of being a member of this committee in this bill making. Maybe the chair can clarify.
Because we have voted, the only way we can revisit is through recommittal if a member moves a motion. But I think it is harmless if you can explain, you can clarify that.
The sector council that is being referred here is the sector council for the LVBC, specifically for LVBC.
Yeah.
Well guided, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable. Thank you.
Clause 18.
I propose the question that clause 18 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 18 be part of the bill. Those in favor, raise your hands. Thank you. Those against, raise your hands. Those in favor, have it.
Clause 19.
I propose the question that clause 19 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 19 be part of the bill. Those in favor, raise your hands. Thank you. Those against, raise your hands. Those in favor, have it.
Clause 20.
I propose the question that clause 20 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 20 be part of the bill. Those in favor, raise your hands. Thank you. Those against, raise your hands. Those in favor, have it.
Clause 21.
I propose the question that clause 21 will be part of the bill. Honorable Committee Chair.
Honorable Speaker, I would like to propose an amendment on clause 21, 1A on page 13 to delete the words East Africa. Justification is that the correct reference to the budget provided for under Article 132.4 of the treaty is the community budget.
Honorable Council Chair.
No objection, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. I propose the question, I put the question that clause 21, as amended by the committee, be part of the bill. Those in favor, raise your hands. Thank you. Those against, raise your hands. Those in favor, have it.
Clause 22.
I propose the question that clause 22 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 22 be part of the bill. Those in favor, raise your hands. Thank you. Those against, raise your hands. Those in favor, have it.
Clause 23.
I propose the question that clause 23 be part of the bill. Honorable Committee Chair.
Right, Honorable Speaker, I'm proposing to make an amendment on clause 23(1) on page 13 to delete the word recovered and insert the word received. And the justification is to the fact that the duty to keep proper accounts in respect of money received and not on money recovered.
Thank you. Honorable Council Chair.
No objection, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you. I put the question that clause 23 as amended by the committee be part of the bill. Those in favor, raise your hands. Thank you. Those against, raise your hands. Those in favor, have it.
Clause 24.
I propose the question that clause 24 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 24 be part of the bill. Those in favor, raise your hands. Thank you. Those against, raise your hands. Those in favor, have it.
Clause 25.
I propose the question that clause 25 will be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 25 be part of the bill. Those in favor, raise your hands. Thank you. Those against, raise your hands. Those in favor, have it.
Clause 26.
I propose the question that clause 26 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 26 be part of the bill. Those in favor, raise your hands. Thank you. Those against, raise your hands. Those in favor, have it.
The title.
I propose the question that the title be part of the bill. I put the question that the title be part of the bill. Those in favor, raise your hands. Thank you. Those against, raise your hands. Those in favor, have it.
Speaker, sorry. And sorry, because sometimes you are not able to click the unmute button very fast, like you are moving very fast. You propose the title to remain as part of the bill as amended, because we amended the year 2019 to 2020. Have I been heard, Honorable Speaker?
Yes, I have heard you. I'm just consulting my people here. Thank you, Honorable Anjiku. You are right what you are saying, because when we amended clause 1, the title was consequentially amended as well. So it is as amended.
Motion for the House to resume.
Honorable Council Chair.
Honorable Speaker, that the Lake Basin Bill 2019 be read the third time and do pass.
Honorable Minister, I hope you are being assisted. It is the motion for the House to resume. Is there any technical person to assist the Honorable Minister? Please. It's the motion for the House to resume. I think they have done some notes here.
Sorry, Honorable Speaker. Sorry. The Speaker, sir, I beg to move that the House do resume and the Committee of the whole House report thereto.
Honorable members, I put the question that the House do resume and the Committee of the whole House reports thereto. Those in favor, raise your hands. Thank you. Those against, raise your hands. Those in favor have it.
Report from the Committee of the whole House.
Honorable Chair, Council of Ministers.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the whole House has considered the bill titled the Lake Victoria Basin Commission Bill 2019 and passed it with some amendments, without some amendments.
Adoption of the report from the Committee of the whole House.
Chair, Council of Ministers.
Speaker, sir, I beg to move that the report of the Committee of the whole House be adopted.
Honorable members, I now put the question that the report of the committee, I now put the question that the report of the whole House be adopted. Those in favor, raise your hands. Thank you. Those against, raise your hands. Those in favor have it.
Item number 4 on the order paper. The Lake Victoria Basin Commission Bill 2019. Bill third reading.
Honorable Chair, Council of Ministers.
Honorable Speaker, sir, I beg to move that the Lake Victoria Basin Commission Bill 2019 be read the third time and do pass.
Honorable members, I now propose the question that the Lake Victoria Basin Commission Bill 2019 Thank you. I now propose the question that the Lake Victoria Basin Commission Bill 2019 as amended be ready for the third time and do pass. I now put the question that the Lake Victoria Basin Commission Bill 2019 as amended be ready for the third time and do pass. Those in favor, raise your hands. Thank you. Those against, raise your hands. Those in favor have it.
The Lake Victoria Basin Commission Bill 2020, an act of the community to provide for Lake Victoria Basin Commission as an institution of the community and for other related matters.
Honorable members, I now declare that the Lake Victoria Basin Commission Bill 2020 has been duly passed by this Assembly. Honorable members, you should give yourselves applause. Thank you very much, because this bill started in the second Eala. It could not pass in the third Eala, and it has passed in this fourth Eala. And most interesting is that it is a council bill. So, Honorable Council Chair, you should also be proud of yourself, because many other council chairpersons could not get this bill passed in this House. So, this is your first major achievement as the council chair and as a member of this Assembly.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, sir.
So, thank you very much, and congratulations, all of you, honorable members. We had one item remaining on the order paper, but we cannot extend time longer than this.
Some
If you can mute your
clarification.
microphones, please. We are not done yet. So, as I was saying, we shall carry forward the remaining item for another day, because it's been generous of you to extend the time until now so that we could finish this important undertaking. So, I adjourn the House until tomorrow at 2:30. House adjourned.